Some television programs appear to be attempting to capitalize on the success of other well-known cartoons. Honestly, it's a bit of a joke. There is so much to like in a Bluey episode. The cartoon's creators never expected it to become so popular. This implies that the developers of Bluey made it in a natural and innocent manner. They merely wanted to entertain children, no ulterior motives, just pure, straightforward fun. Today, however, it appears that a new cartoon is under criticism. Which show are we talking about? Chip-Chilla. So, where was this show created? It originated in the United States of America. We don't have a biased bone in our body, yet the first thing we notice is how similar the background and art style are. Seriously, we felt so uncomfortable that we had to take screenshots of both cartoons, compare them, and conduct a cross-analysis. Take a look at this, the kitchen, the counter, the towel, the wall. It's very obvious. At the very least, it was greatly influenced by Bluey. So, for the time being, we can't label this a scam outright, but it's certainly raising some concerns. During our research, we discovered something quite shocking. Chip-Chilla's entire painting style appears to have developed like a Pokemon. When the Daily Wire first advertised this show, it appeared to be original, if slightly different. However, given the success of Bluey, one has to wonder whether the show's director decided, hey, let's pull the plug on whatever we were doing before and copy what's working, because that seems to be the way to go. So now, not only has the show lost its distinct graphical style, but there is also a completely new show, Bluey, lurking in the background. Chip-Chilla appears to have been hyped as a cartoon that teaches positive ethical ideals while having no ideology or politics. So, let's put that assertion to the test. In one episode, the family attends a garage sale. Knockoff Bluey accidentally smashes the owner's object, and the man is understandably upset. What will happen next? The elderly man follows the toddler throughout the neighborhood throughout the episode. Seriously, Bluey is fleeing from a grown man across the street, and what are his parents doing? They have no idea what is happening. They're too busy doing foolish. So, while their child was in danger and fleeing for his life, the parents couldn't be bothered to check on him. They couldn't even do a simple count to determine how many members of their family were present. But wait, things get worse. The man decides to entice Knockoff Bluey away with a toy he dropped earlier. He then touches him on the back, wishing to show him something. So the old man takes the main character to a remote location away from the parents' sight. Now the old man wants to show Knockoff Bluey his garage and invites the two of them inside together. We need to call the cops immediately. Why didn't this man inform the parents where he was going or what he was doing with their child? This might have been easily fixed by simply notifying his parents what was going on and allowing them to accompany him into the garage. But no, they did not do that. He continues to exhibit Knockoff Bluey his collection of toys and objects. We aren't making this up. This is actually part of the episode. Now we return to the parents, where we encounter Pearl and Mr. Krabs. Yeah, this show adores SpongeBob. We are not joking. Watch the complete video to see what we mean. So, after some time has gone, the father learns Chip is missing. We also learn the identity of this mysterious man. His name is Buck. Chip was so delighted by Buck that he begged to see him again alone. Chip's father is consistently ludicrous throughout the show. He appears to be only concerned with instilling positive values. Remember, they pitched this show as one that taught excellent ethical ideals without any agenda. The dad is only concerned with teaching value. Wow, friend, it sounds like you found something of worth for free. He says it didn't cost him anything, and the episode concludes. Not a joke. What is the moral lesson here? Aside from the fact that everything in this screams Bluey in so many ways, from the art style to the story. Let us go back to the first episode of Chip-Chilla when things still don't make sense. We're introduced to a large family with many children. We get it. However, one day, while preparing eggs, the youngest child, Chubbly, is in danger. Mom rushes to their rescue, but her hand never touches the hot stove. Look, the infant was far away from the burner, yet Mom is freaking out. This is ridiculous. She speeds over like the Flash, but the stove is not even turned on. She exclaims, "Oh my goodness!" Aside from that, let's discuss the voice acting for this show. However, even here, we must make some observations. Remember that Bluey's voice performers are actual youngsters. The vocals sound real and charming. In Chip-Chilla, though, we get the sense that the director told the voice actors to purposely sound as much like young children as possible. It's strange. Listen to this.
What? Oh man, why does Charlotte get to do everything first? She rides a bike first, she lots a tooth first, now this!
And I'll always be older. So,
I do everything first.
Why are they dragging out their words so much? It feels forced. Am we the only ones who think that in Bluey the voice acting sounds natural, not forced? So we looked at the animation. We have listened to the voices. But first, let's look at the introduction. Let us compare Bluey and Chipchilla. Anyway, in this episode, we witness the father playing with his children while pretending to be the moon. But can anyone explain why a grown father in his 50s is tossing pancakes in his own house and destroying the windows only to entertain his children? Does he aware he needs to clean it up? Look, it's fine to play with your children, but wrecking the house? Come on, guy. This isn't limited to Chipchilla. It also happens in Bluey, and it bothers us a lot. The parents simply join in on the folly, and it becomes a bit much, destroying the house and squandering a lot of water. It's crazy. Again, this occurs in both shows. The Daily Wire created this show. The house where the characters live shouts Bluey. Now you may be wondering what we think of the animation, the actual movement. We think it's quite decent. However, being decent is no longer enough. Later in this movie, you'll notice some big issues with the animation and movement of the characters in Chipchilla. Believe us, it's coming soon. So, when we return to the story, we see that it has shifted back to role-playing. These parents appear to have plenty of free time. We can't help but wonder, who pays the bills? They have a large family and a nice home. Who is paying the bills while they squander time with their children? But you can add, it's the weekend. The parents are simply spending time with their family. No, we need to underline this because it's evident that some people don't realize we've seen this in Bluey previously. Bluey has already explored this subject, and this show merely replicates it. Why not try something new? Make something original. Tell a unique narrative. This seems repetitious and unimaginative. We have seen it all before. There are so many more areas to investigate and so many opportunities to innovate. Why persist with something so unoriginal? Returning to the show, the father is obsessed with destroying his home and endangering his children. He sprays water everywhere like an Oompa Loompa, making the floor slick and dangerous. An obvious hazard that may cause his children to slide and seriously injure themselves. This behavior earns him a failing grade in our parenting books. It is childish and unacceptable. Parents should teach their children to read books or take them to the library. Stop spending time dressing up, squandering water, and throwing food away, especially when so many others are struggling to buy it. What kind of lesson is being taught? We normally love creative references to other works, but Chipchilla appears to play it too safe. The stories are overly predictable. In one of the later episodes, the gang finally ventures outside, and here's the shocking part. Do you remember the iconic SpongeBob episode where Squidward constructs a fort and fights SpongeBob and Patrick? Well, Chipchilla appears to have replicated the entire scene. It's disappointing to see them borrow from various series rather than developing their own individuality. Any SpongeBob fan would quickly notice the similarities.